I wanted to introduce a new business. It's not really totally new. It's called By Mistake or Design Intel or Intelligence. And it involves me actually going from town to town, city to city, walking around with this YouTube camera and assessing communities to see what happens when I walk around. And I would even walk around, you know, if a client were to call, they could say, we would love for you to walk around, you know, these blocks at this time. And I would do that and assess what's going on and what I would see or how I would read it or how I was taught and informed to read things based on my experience to see if communities are experiencing something that can be so subverted that other people don't even realize it's going on. So anyway, if you look up Sharon Cole Urban Planning, it'll pop up. By Mistake or Design Intelligence. It comes up under the urban planning group.
The point is she might actually.
I decided to use urban planning in the description of my business because it's, you know, it has to do with how do you plan around issues going on in your community? How do you develop? How do you change things? How do you try to help people move on and become different types of people should they be engaged in activity that's not helping them even? So this, you know, or how do you save people who are being slaughtered on the streets by gang stalking, orchestrated harassment, over timeliness, stalking, and so forth and so on. For instance, should I go this way or I'm not sure if I should go right or left. We just found two for free. So I have to take a second because I just passed someone. I'm like, is that Jen Upowski from years ago from Sisters nightclub? I don't know, but she did give me a good look, like, you know, it could be her. It's hard to tell. None of us aged like with full-on wrinkles and everything, so this would be, what, 20 years ago? So check it out. Urban planning. Type that in Google with Philadelphia, and By Mistake or Design should pop up. And I have a few pictures in there. One has a bunch of herbs like plant life, sage, thyme, and rosemary. That's to show that I'm more of a holistic person. Also, I technically am certified to be able to counsel people. I'm not a therapist, but I could be a counselor. And for a while, I was offering counseling services during the pandemic. But we moved to By Mistake or Design Intel. And here we're on Smedley. They do a lot of timely stuff here, I guess. Oh, did they get rid of their decoration? Oh no, their door people, right. There was a Quikrete was there, that's right. Hello. Alright, sometimes I've walked for alright. Well, for about a year I kind of walked a dog here off and on depending on what was going on in their world. So I haven't seen them in a while. So during the campaign year, a lot of people take on different activities, different schedules. Some people, you know, vehemently know that during campaign year for a major election like the presidential election, that it's better to sort of lay low, not be outside too much, because a lot of accidents will occur miraculously. I've found it to be true in my case. I had a major bike accident in 2012. Stitches in my face, my hands blew up like 2 red balloons, just like that Pink Floyd song says. I used to have a picture and I wish I could find it. I've like combed through all my old social media and everything. But I can't find it. And I know on Twitter I posted a bunch of pictures but it's so long ago that it's like I don't even know if they still exist on there. I can't find them. Twitter changed its format, and you know how you used to have like photos on the side in Twitter. Anyway, there's Chris's people. It's 23. So, like Dan's house over there. That's what I was told to say. So, anyway, pretty fall day. It's not too cold. It's actually mild. I thought it was going to be chillier because my apartment was chilly. So, anyway. La Fontana de la Cita, or whatever it was called. This restaurant here on the corner, they got rid of their black awning. Now it's an orange awning. It's almost like underneath are those ribs that you would see like when you peel a clementine or a little orange halo or whatever, and they have those little pips or ribs or whatever. That's what it reminds me of. But then they have the pink flowers. I guess it's still La Fontana, but it's still the same. They still have the same music the other day they had out there. So, right, the apathetic soul. So, you know, every once in a while there are people who walk along and, you know, will show no emotion, or they have a certain way, and it makes me think of apathetic souls. I actually was going to write something called Apathetic Green. It had to do with someone at Starbucks who was in line. This guy who, he could be borderline sociopath, right? Serial killer, you know. But he had a whole way about him that was like absolutely no emotion whatsoever. Like a whole, in a way it was a shtick. So, and a certain type of glasses, and people in the world of like profiling everything, they would see the glasses and immediately put them in a category. Like you had to have those glasses because they fit into someone who has to be a certain type of controlling. So everybody's got their own mojo or whatever. Although I don't know how to be controlling at all. I resist control, and I don't want anyone to feel controlled. So I have a whole different strategy or tactic. I guess it's really just being kind. I take pride in it because it's so hard to find these days. Kind, warm, cozy, loving. That's actually who I am, but people will provoke me by staging skits like they did on Saturday. And that was a doozy. And I posted it online. I talked about it online because it was so bad. It was really bad. Because the guy lived at the end of a dead-end, no outlet street on Panama 1700 block. At least the back of his house backed up to that dead-end section. The front of the house is probably on Delancey next to Plays and Players. I'm allowed to say all that, that's what I was told. And he went way out of his way to try to bring me back to the dead-end street. Do you see what I mean? For something that he planted, but he tried to make it seem like, oh, you didn't pick up. And this is so stupid. Like in the scheme of things, picking up poop is like a really dumb thing, you know what I mean? But I actually take great lengths to make sure I get everything because I'm actually afraid to be fined because they have a $300 fine. So, and it's just a thing, like you just do it. Like, and I think this guy made it seem like something that looked like a little